This is SBC Sports Central, your one-stop for all SunBelt Conference, college football, basketball, and Olympic sports discussion. In this video, we will be providing Week 0 and Week 1 SunBelt Conference college football predictions. Appalachian State versus Gardner-Webb, a Week 1 matchup. Appalachian State had a record of 6-6 in 2022 with 2 FCS wins, 3 G5 wins, and 1 P5 win. Gardner-Webb had a record of 7-6 in 2022, all against FCS competition. Appalachian State is ranked 131st in returning production, with 33% of its 2022 production returning. I am predicting an Appalachian State win. Arkansas State versus Oklahoma, a Week 1 matchup. Arkansas State had a record of 3-9 in 2022 with 1 FCS win and 2 G5 wins. Oklahoma had a record of 6-7 in 2022, consisting of 2 G5 wins and 4 P5 wins. Arkansas State is ranked 101st in returning production with 55% of its 2022 production returning. Oklahoma is ranked 77th in returning production with 62% of its 2022 production returning. The level of continuity is higher at Oklahoma as more experienced production is returning at Oklahoma. Also, Oklahoma had a better record in 2022 against stronger competition compared to Arkansas State. I am predicting an Oklahoma win. Coastal Carolina versus UCLA, a Week 1 matchup. Coastal Carolina had a record of 9-4 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win and 8 G5 wins. UCLA had a record of 9-4 in 2022 with 1 FCS win, 2 G5 wins, and 6 P5 wins. Coastal Carolina is ranked number 25 in returning production at 72%, and UCLA is ranked number 59 with 64% of its 2022 production returning. Though tied in wins, UCLA has a greater proportion of its wins against tougher competition than Coastal Carolina, including a win against an 11-2 Washington Huskies team, and a majority of its players are coming back on offense and defense. I am predicting a UCLA win. Georgia Southern versus the Citadel, a Week 1 matchup. Georgia Southern had a record of 6-7 in 2022 with 1 FCS win, 1 P5 win against Nebraska, and 4 G5 wins. The Citadel had a record of 4-7 in 2022 with all 4 wins being against FCS competition. When looking at common 2022 foes, the Citadel lost to Appalachian State by a score of 49-0, and Georgia Southern beat Appalachian State 51-48 in overtime. Georgia Southern returns 47% of its 2022 production. I am predicting a Georgia Southern win. Georgia State versus Rhode Island, a Week 0 matchup. Georgia State had a record of 4-8 in 2022 with 4 wins against G5 competition. Rhode Island went 7-4 with 7 wins against FCS competition. In Rhode Island's only P5 game, a loss to Pitt, they played a respectable game, losing 45-24. Georgia State is ranked number 132 in returning production with only 31% of 2022 production returning. Considering Rhode Island's winning record and the low level of returning production to Georgia State, I predict an upset Rhode Island win. Experience matters. James Madison versus Bucknell, a Week 1 matchup. James Madison University had a record of 8-3, consisting of 1 FCS win and 7 G5 wins. James Madison is ranked number 34 in returning production, with 70% of 2022 production returning. Bucknell has had a record of 3-8 in 2022, with all wins being within 7 points and all against FCS competition. I am predicting a James Madison win. Louisiana versus Northwestern State, a Week 1 matchup. Louisiana had a record of 6-7 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win and 5 G5 wins. Louisiana is ranked number 50 in returning production with 66% of 2022 production returning. Northwestern State had a record of 4-7 in 2022, consisting of 4 FCS wins. I am predicting a Louisiana win. Louisiana Monroe versus Army, a Week 1 matchup. Louisiana Monroe had a record of 4-8 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win and 3 G5 wins. Louisiana Monroe is ranked 113th in returning production with 52% of its 2022 production returning. Army had a record of 6-6 in 2022, consisting of 2 FCS wins and 4 G5 wins. I am predicting an Army win, as Army had a 24-point win against Louisiana Monroe in 2022. Marshall versus the University of Albany, a Week 1 matchup. Marshall had a record of 9-4 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win, 7 G5 wins, and 1 P5 win. Marshall is ranked number 79 in returning production with 61% of its 2022 production returning. The University of Albany had a record of 3-8 in 2022, consisting of 3 FCS wins. I am predicting a Marshall win. Old Dominion versus Virginia Tech, a Week 1 matchup. Old Dominion had a record of 3-9 in 2022, consisting of 2 G5 wins and 1 P5 win against Virginia Tech. Old Dominion is ranked number 88 in returning production with 57% of its 2022 production returning. Virginia Tech had a record of 3-8 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win, 1 G5 win, and 1 P5 win. I am predicting an Old Dominion win. South Alabama versus Tulane, a Week 1 matchup. South Alabama had a record of 10-3 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win and 9 G5 wins. South Alabama is ranked number 13 in returning production with 77% of its 2022 production returning. Tulane is ranked number 31 in returning production with 71% of its 2022 production returning. Tulane had a record of 12-2 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win, 9 G5 wins, and 2 P5 wins. I am predicting a Tulane win. Southern Miss versus Alcorn State, a Week 1 matchup. Southern Miss had a record of 7-6 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win and 6 G5 wins. Southern Miss is ranked number 81 in returning production with 60% of its 2022 production returning. Alcorn State had a record of 5-6 in 2022, consisting of 5 FCS wins. I am predicting a Southern Miss win. Texas State versus Baylor, a Week 1 matchup. Texas State had a record of 4-8 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win and 3 G5 wins. Texas State is ranked number 128 in returning production with 38% of its 2022 production returning. Baylor is ranked number 100 in returning production with 55% of its 2022 production returning. Baylor had a record of 6-7 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win, 1 G5 win, and 4 P5 wins. I am predicting a Baylor win. Troy versus Stephen F. Austin, a Week 1 matchup. Troy had a record of 12-2 in 2022, consisting of 1 FCS win and 11 G5 wins. Troy is ranked number 83 in returning production with 60% of its 2022 production returning. Stephen F. Austin had a record of 6-5 in 2022, consisting of 6 FCS wins. I am predicting a Troy win. Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.